Once you have designed your characters, it's good to take some time and draw the character sheet. The idea is to draw your characters from every possible angle, so once you start animating them, you can use your sheet for reference. It will make your animating process much easier. Also, if you're working with other people, it's important to have this character sheet since there you will find the color information and it's the character's details. For the bird character, I did the 3/4 view, front view, back view, and profile view. While for the granny character, I only did a profile view since she won't be animated much in the different poses, while the pigeon will have more dynamic movements. Of course, this can change based on the scene I will be animating. But for now, these character sheets are enough. Before we jump into animating our main scene with the two characters we have, I want for us to do a small warm-up animation with the pigeon. Since the shape of the character is simple, he is pretty much a circle, right? A sphere. So let's animate him trying to fly from the ground up. Now, I did a very rough animation only by using the traced shape of the character, and as you can see, I haven't named my layers on the left. When we do our main scene, we will be a bit more organized. For now, if we look at the layers, the lines on the ground, the paint layer 1 is the rough animation, and on paint layer 2, I will be animating the proper lines of the character by adding the face, the beak, the wings, and so on. The first frame is static. Our bird is standing still, aka this is our staging. Before he jumps, we need to signal that by adding an anticipation pose. Think about when you watch the Olympics and observe when they do the activities like jumping, running, and throwing stuff. For example, even when you have to jump, first you have to go backwards, right? Running, walking, most activities we do, even without thinking, there is a moment of anticipation to all of them. When you wait to cross the street and the light goes green, from a still position, first thing you do is to go backwards and then forward with your first step. In our case, with the bird, we are going to squish him a little bit, and we will be using the famous 12 principles of animation. You don't have to know all of them by heart, but knowing how to use them can enhance your animation to be smooth and alive. The first principle is squash and stretch. Right now, we are squishing our little character to create the illusion of anticipation. On the next frame, instead of having him in the air, we are going to apply the stretch principle. We are stretching our character before he gets in the position of flying. These principles can work not only for cartoon characters, but they are used even for human characters. Some people use squash and stretch when they don't want to draw too many in-betweens. And if you're asking yourself what are in-betweens, they are drawings in between the keyframes, or we also can call them in between the main drawings. So our stretch example is an in-between until we get to our main pose of the character to be in the air. There's no rule how many in-betweens you need to do, as long as you achieve the desired movement for your animations. Once your character is in the air, flying up and down, at some point, we need to land him on the ground. And how are we going to do that? Well, gravity, yes. In our scene, we will have gravity. But how are we going to show that? This next frame is a little bit exaggerated. His eyes are stretched alongside with his head. This is again an example of squash and stretch. In this case, we're stretching the whole body as we did earlier, but this time we can even draw a feather falling from him and add a little despair in his eyes. This frame is visible for 4 frames. Once he hits the ground, we again get another extreme frame. He's almost squashed like a pancake. Trying to animate simple characters like this one can help us improve and break away the boring shapes by drawing exaggerated body shapes, eyes, and etc. This creates the illusion of seamless repeated animation. It starts and ends in the same position, and we get something like this. Of course, you can add more in-betweens to your animation, and maybe you can add the flying feather that flies away from him. I didn't do that because I wanted just to showcase the main principles, but if you do, you can do yours and make it better.